Welcome to Halloween Horror Story. I'm going to tell you a horror story and you need to listen very carefully because first I'm going to tell you some vocabulary and this vocabulary could save your life. And you'll need it to understand the story. So the first word I want to tell you is dodgy blokes. Dodgy blokes. Bloke is another word for a man, so it's an informal word for man. And dodgy means a little bit dangerous, a little bit strange or a little bit dangerous and something that could hurt you. So dodgy blokes, I'll write it here. Dodgy blokes, it could be in German something like merkwürdige Typen. So the second word that I want to tell you is fancy dress party. So this is a party where you put on special clothes and you dress up as something. So you have a superhero in mind, Superman, and you put on a Superman outfit, you dress up as Superman. So fancy dress party and dress up as someone. So, fancy dress party or to dress up as someone or something. The next word that I want to tell you about is to attack someone. This is if somebody is walking on the street and suddenly you very quickly go towards them and hit them. That means to attack someone. And another similar verb is to mug someone. So to mug somebody is if a person goes to another person on the street and attacks them and takes their money or takes their passport, uses violence, like maybe hits them, that is to mug someone. So I'll write these words here. So, to attack or to mug someone. The next word that I want to tell you, remember, this vocabulary could save your life, so listen carefully, is to hit someone. So if you use your hand and do this, or like in a boxing match you do this is to hit someone. And if you use your feet, you use your leg and your feet, that means you kick someone. So I'll write the words here. So, to hit or to kick someone. The second last word that I want to tell you, and it's not a nice thing to do, none of these things are nice things to do. I do not recommend that you attack or mug someone. I do not recommend that you hit or kick someone, and I do not recommend that you do this. This means to spit. And for this story, for the horror story, somebody spits on someone. Again, not things that I recommend, but I recommend that you learn and know this vocabulary for the story. And the last thing I want to tell you is a phrase, and the phrase is I should have. So should have is something that you did not do in the past and now you think, I wish I did that. So then you say, I should have, for example, I should have learned English. You can see it here. I should have learned English. So this means you did not learn English and now you think that English is a very good idea. I wish I learned English in the past. So I should have learned English. It was a good idea to do that in the past, but you did not do it. So now over to the story. Once upon a time, there was a man called Klaus from Königs Wusterhausen. One night, Klaus woke up and shouted,
I want to go to London.
In the bed next to him, sleeping, was Claudia, Klaus's girlfriend. Claudia woke up and answered,
Then you should do an English course.
And Klaus replied,
Ich brauche kein Englisch. Ich werde mit Händen und Füßen reden.
That means, I will speak with gestures and with my hands. Inspired by his dream, the next day Klaus went to London. Claudia had to work, so she stayed at home. It was Halloween, so Klaus went to a Halloween fancy dress party in a typical English pub. He dressed up as Ghostface, a character from the movie Scream. At the pub, many friendly people spoke to Klaus. But Klaus didn't understand what they were saying, and he couldn't answer. So he drank a lot of whiskey and felt very sad. On his way back to the hotel, Klaus was a little drunk. Some dodgy blokes attacked Klaus. They hit him and kicked him and robbed his money and his passport. They mugged him. Klaus shouted,
Bitte! Help! Stop!
Finally, some people came running out of the pub. The dodgy blokes ran away. The people from the pub asked Klaus, "Are you okay, sir?" Klaus was very emotional. He answered them in German. He told them everything that happened. But they didn't understand German, and they looked at him like he was very strange. Then Klaus tried to explain in English, but he didn't really speak English. But he tried to explain anyway. He said,
Drei Männer, they schlagen me, threaten me, bespuckt me, they bespuckt me.
The people looked at Klaus and were a little bit afraid. Then Klaus remembered.
Ich werde mit Händen und Füßen reden.
Klaus started to show them what the dodgy men did. He waved his hands and feet. The people became very afraid. Klaus was emotional again and shouting and angry. Someone called the police. Klaus, moving his arms back and forward, he hit a man behind him with his elbow. And the man pushed Klaus and said, "Don't hit me." Klaus turned around. He was very angry. He wasn't sure who pushed him, but he thought maybe this was the man who pushed him. So Klaus hit this man. Suddenly, everything was chaotic and completely out of control. The police came and they saw Klaus, a big, loud, angry ghost face, shouting and hitting people, and people hitting him. They took Klaus to the police station and locked him up. And when Klaus woke up in the morning, he didn't remember anything about the dodgy men. A very nice lady from the German embassy in London spoke to Klaus and she told him, "You were hitting people on the street. That's why you have to stay in prison for the rest of your holiday." And Klaus thought, I should have done an English course. So the moral of my story is, don't drink too much whiskey. Oh no, wait. No, that's not the moral of my story. The moral of my story is, you can drink whiskey, but it's not enough to speak with gestures. Reden mit Händen und Füßen geht manchmal leider nicht. You should learn English, because English can save your holiday. Thanks a lot for watching this video and for listening to the story. If you think I should have done an English course and now you want to do an English course, get in contact with me. It's neil@neilcollins.de and I will organise that for you. Like the video, share the video and come back for more.